Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How you doing today? This is a different video than I never thought I would ever do. It actually took me a few days thinking a lot about it, how I wanted to present this to you. And today, my buddy BG, he definitely gave me the, I got to do this, okay? If you haven't watched his video, please do. Because many of us, you know, we use model cars to escape from the crap in the world. But there's crap going on in the world that we can't escape from right now. And we have a platform here that I believe it's our duty to spread this word. And I have why it's taken me a few days to do this. I mentioned something on my Facebook group, if you're a part of that this hit me on a personal level in a way, the day before the Russians went into the Ukraine, because there's this particular YouTuber, and he's not a model car YouTuber, because there's other stuff I'm interested in, and many of you guys who, you notice I always make comments about my Eddie Iron Maiden back there, and that gets talked about a lot. So I'm reaching out to you guys. You might know who this is. There is a YouTuber, and any time that we all kind of reach out to one another here and there and have mutual respect because of what we do, and I get a lot of influence from other types of YouTubers that I watch that have nothing to do with model cars. And this one particular one, he covers the heavy metal scene, especially the older heavy metal scene. He's very much into Iron Maiden. I don't want to ruin the name, I'm sorry, but it's Vladislav Standik. He's known as the Metal Pilgrim. If you're into heavy metal, especially like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Saxon, the new wave of British heavy metal that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, I suggest you check his channel out, first of all. That's him. And, right before this happened, he's doing great videos, all this stuff. Just went on vacation with his family in western part of Ukraine. He lives in Kiev. And he gave out some really inspirational videos before the attacks, and he's been putting out a few things after. And I sit and I wait, and 24 hours, one time 48 hours went by, and I didn't hear from him, and I'm so worried, because he's one of the Ukrainians that are staying back and fighting, and he's being a big part of a thing that's going on, that if there's anything you want to do, to help out, this is a trusted way, because they're truly going, and I'm going to leave it all. You just look it all up. I'm not going to get into everything, but I'm going to show you some clips of his past videos, and he just put one out, so I'm going to put a little bit of that one. These are this is what's really going on.
We are under full-scale attack. Early this morning, just like 81 years ago, the Russians attacked Ukraine. And since so many of you guys have been asking, the big war has caught me while I was on my family trip in the western part of Ukraine. Yet just to be on the same page, this is not just some local conflict in the eastern part of Ukraine. This is a full-scale war on the entire territory of the biggest country in Europe. And what we need most right now is consolidation of all the peoples of the free world. Grab information, put the pressure on your governments to give real support to Ukraine, not just like fake words, and not just words of how deeply concerned you are, real actions, because either you stand for freedom or you don't. Ukrainians will fight for every square meter of our land. So stand with Ukraine, stand for Ukraine, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini! Kyiv, one of the most beautiful and oldest cities in Europe, is being shelled by Russian forces, and no matter what those liars say, they're not just targeting military bases, they are targeting real people's houses. Like those people in London in 1941, Kyivans, together with their families, little kids and dogs and pets, are forced to hide in the metro stations just to avoid being killed by Russian Air Force. In 1994, if you don't know, Ukraine had one of the largest nuclear weapons arsenals in the world, and we willingly gave it up under the agreement that the United States and the United Kingdom will protect us if the time comes. Well, you know what? The time has come. So everyone, put pressure, spread the word, do everything you can to stop this freaking madness. And meanwhile, Ukrainians will fight and will defend our country, whatever the cost may be. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini! A maternal hospital in which my second kid was born has been shelled. A maternal hospital? What kind of military base is there? In the last couple of days, Russians stopped even pretending to be hitting only military targets. 87 residential buildings in the city of Kharkiv have been bombed. 87. The largest plane in the world, which has been admired by so many all around the globe, has been destroyed as well. Everyone is the same. Everyone is united by one goal: to get Russians out of our land. And believe us, we will achieve that. Guys, please continue spreading the word, putting pressure on your governments to close the sky over Ukraine. Donate money if you are able to. If not, just share information, spread this video, spread other videos about Ukraine, but only from the sources you of course trust. But more than anything, put pressure on your local officials to support Ukraine. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini.
And please go look up his channel, his Facebook groups, his Instagram. He's posting stuff like that building that got just an apartment building in Kiev that got blasted a few days ago. Did you guys all see that? The first time I saw it is he put up an image of it like right when it happened, and I saw it on his Instagram, and it's like, well, you see the passion. He's living it. He's going through it. And this was a guy who was just trying to do what me and BG and Mark Batson and, all of us YouTubers were. He was just a guy trying to make it on YouTube, and he was doing really well. That guy was rocketing in his realm. Way bigger YouTuber than I am. And, and he had to stop right there. And because there's been a few times, just because I've talked to him on a Facebook group that we're on together a few times, I felt connected to him, and it has affected me in a big way, because him and his family, because I just, he might not even know who I am. We just would pass a couple things. I said, I'm a YouTuber too. What you're doing is really good. I know the amount of time it takes to put in, that kind of crap. I said to him, and he appreciated it and all that. And we just talked back and forth and Iron Maiden crap. But when there's someone who you kind of made a connection with, and they're right in the middle of it, living in that city that is the one that's getting the most press, which is the capital city, and knowing that he's one of those civilians that are fighting against the oppressor, and to hear what he says in those videos, I hope you watch them more. Watch the rest of those videos. I mentioned to him on Friday, if he even noticed, it doesn't matter, but I made a promise to him that I'll use what little platform I have to put his word out, that I think we all need to also see. I mean, there's bad coverage, there's good coverage, but you got to see from an insider, and I really trust what he's saying. And if you want to help, his method of helping is working out. They've raised a lot of money. They've been able to get a lot of body armor for the civilians to keep them as protected as possible when they're fighting against their oppressor. Let's hope that us here in the United States, and let's hope whatever other country you're in, you never have to go through this. I can't imagine it. Can you imagine? It's like he posted this. I mean, think about that. You're driving every day to work. There's this building you just see, you take for granted, and now that building's all over every media outlet because the Russians decided to put a rocket right through it, and there's nothing but civilians living there. Civilians are getting hurt. They're targeting civilians. They're trying to hurt. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into this, how I feel about it. You can tell. And he has just created me to have a little bit more, I don't know. This individual who I don't know why, but I've been thinking about him nonstop since this started. So he has turned into my connection to the Ukraine, of it not being like so many things we see on the news. It's just happening somewhere else. We can't think like that. We can't think like that because it could happen anywhere. It's happening on our planet. And in this day and age, I think the days of having wars like this and having countries doing land grabs. Whatever reason, there's no reason. It's just this day and age just doesn't fit. This whole action doesn't fit in our world society today. One thing that I hope this happens is all the stupid things that have been splitting us Americans up. This has to end. Whatever side you're on, who cares? I don't give a crap. Maybe this will all give us a slap in the face if there's something bigger. Look at the Ukrainians. Look at how they're just joining together and fighting for the country. They've been holding them back. They've been holding the Russians back, and they know when it gets fully turned on, it's going to be horrific. So if you can help out, if you can do anything you can, I'm going to do whatever I can. Every bit of money that this video makes, which I don't make a lot. I'll tell you right now, I'll be lucky if this thing makes $20, and it could be my hottest video, which I doubt it will, because most of you just want to watch me do model car stuff. You're not interested in my views and something like this going on. That's fantastic. I really do hope that you're all watching this. It's so important. It's important to me. It's important to us as Earthlings. But I am going to watch whatever money in ad revenue that this video makes. So watch it over and over again and spread it. Okay, because I do want this video to make money, because every dime is going to go into the fund that Vladislav has set up, or the link that he has set up that he says he trusts. So I'm going to trust it because I'm trusting him. There's no way he's BS and trying to make. He never did anything like this. He was just talking about, heavy metal stuff and doing great interviews. So, go back and watch his videos fully, please, and check out everything he's got on social media, what's going on. He's keeping us pretty well abreast of what's happening, and do what you can. All right, let's go back and we'll go build some model cars and keep them all in our minds and do whatever we can. I don't know. Can't persuade anybody to do anything, but I also can't sit back and just let it happen, because it's just going to keep on getting worse. So that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, thanks a bunch for listening to me. Been wanting to do this, and we're with you. We there. Believe me, if any of you there in the Ukraine ever get a chance of seeing our videos, know that we are behind you. Many of us are, and many of us are trying to do what we can. We're going to do our little part. Everybody does a little part, it becomes a big part. Thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you later.
Slava Ukraini!
We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!
Slava Ukraini!